Birchall and Lee Blakeman, your commentary team, from a Port Vale perspective, here on 96 FM and Freeview Channel 726. Crewe kicking from left to right as we look at things, attacking one of those away sections. Vale fans packed into that end away to our right and packed into the ice cream van stand as well, opposite where we are. Vale attacking the Gresty Road end in this first half, kicking from right to left. I'll recap the two teams for you in just a second. Both managers making one change from their last game. Vale bringing in David Worrell at the expense of Rhys Brown, who drops to the bench, but it's Crewe on the attack at the moment. Ball work to the right, midway inside the Vale half where Perry NG has it. Ball forwards to Callum Ainley, edge of the area. Vale defending well here, keeping Crewe as far away as possible from their penalty area. NG cuts in, Taylor can't stop him, Montano can. He clears to halfway. Hunt sends it back forwards for the Alex. Worrell, one of the smaller players on the pitch, heads it away from the left back area. Good knock on by Richie Bennett. Brings Scott Burgess into play, tries to switch things from left to right to Amu, who's making a nuisance of himself, tried his best to get there, it wouldn't quite fall kindly for him, and Crewe should complete this clearance, and indeed they do. High over halfway, now legs let it bounce. Charlie Kirk goes chasing after him. Leg, who got the only goal in this season. Little bit of hesitancy at the back, Chris.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, if this is a taste of what's to come, I mean, it'll be constant Crewe pressure. I mean, they're great, aren't they, at passing it around, little short passes, interlinking well. But Vale just have to kind of null it and weather the storm in the first 20 minutes.
Crewe come into this game top of League Two, the Vale 11th. Crewe unbeaten in their last 8 in all competitions. Vale have lost just one of their last 8. They've won just 2 of them at the same time. That one Vale defeat was in another derby game last month, 2-1 away at Macclesfield. So Vale going 4-3-3 today in front of goalkeeper Scott Brown as Crewe go long towards Porter and he carries all the way through to Brown. Brown in goal, Gibbons, Leg, Smith and Montano make up the back four. 3 in midfield, Scott Burgess, Luke Joyce and Jake Taylor, with the forward 3 being David Amu, Richie Bennett and David Worrell, as Brown hits it long from his 18-yard line, looking for Bennett, wins the header but can't find a black and white shirt, and it carries all the way through to Will Jaskalainen, who's wearing a purple and pink goalkeeping strip. Kind of looks like a pick and mix sweep, to be honest with you. Standing in front of the Gresty Road end. Crewe, red shirts, white shorts, red socks. The Vale in their traditional black and white shirts, black shorts and white socks. And here come Crewe down the left with Callum Ainley. Kirk in support. Kirk to the edge of the area. Nice link-up play with those two. Montano goes sliding in, moving from left back to right to put in the tackle for a Crewe throw.
Yeah, Vale defending reasonably well at the moment. I mean, it's pure just constant pressure from Crewe, as you'd expect in the first 5 minutes, knocking it around well.
3 minutes gone, Crewe 0, Port Vale 0. The only place you'll hear this game is here on BBC Radio Stoke as Crewe hit it long from midway inside the Port Vale half and it goes straight behind for a Vale goal kick. Crewe, like Vale, 4-3-3, Will Jaskalainen in goal. The back four from right to left is the captain Perry NG.
Montano and Worrell to build up a relationship. It seems to be all going down the left if they're going to get any success.
From that throw, it goes straight behind for a goal kick. Will Jaskalainen will take it. The Gresty Road end is absolutely jam-packed. You can barely see a red seat in there. Lots of Crewe flags stuck onto the back of it as well. The ice cream van stand full of valiants opposite where we are, as is the stand at the railway end of the ground away to our right. Looking around as I can't see many empty seats in this main stand either. This huge main stand at the Alexandra Stadium. The whole ground is packed and it makes for an absolutely terrific atmosphere here on BBC Radio Stoke. Yes, long, Smith and Porter in a battle, the ball kicking from left to right as we look at things, attacking one of those away sections. Vale fans packed into that end away to our right and packed into the ice cream van stand as well, opposite where we are. Vale attacking the Gresty Road end in this first half, kicking from right to left. I'll recap the two teams for you in just a second. Both managers making one change from their last game. Vale bringing in David Worrell at the expense of Rhys Brown, who drops to the bench, but it's Crewe on the attack at the moment. Ball work to the right, midway inside the Vale half where Perry NG has it. Ball forwards to Callum Ainley, edge of the area. Vale defending well here, keeping Crewe as far away as possible from their penalty area. NG cuts in, Taylor can't stop him, Montano can. He clears to halfway. Hunt sends it back forwards for the Alex. Worrell, one of the smaller players on the pitch, heads it away from the left back area. Good knock on by Richie Bennett. Brings Scott Burgess into play, tries to switch things from left to right to Amu, who's making a nuisance of himself, tried his best to get there, it wouldn't quite fall kindly for him, and Crewe should complete this clearance, and indeed they do. High over halfway, now legs let it bounce. Charlie Kirk goes chasing after him. Legg, who got the only goal in this fixture here last season. Little bit of hesitancy at the back, Chris.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, if this is a taste of what's to come, I mean, it'll be constant Crewe pressure. I mean, they're great, aren't they, at passing it around, little short passes, interlinking well. But Vale just have to kind of null it and weather the storm in the first 20 minutes.
Crewe come into this game top of League Two, the Vale 11th. Crewe unbeaten in their last 8 in all competitions. Vale have lost just 1 of their last 8. They've won just 2 of them at the same time. That one Vale defeat was in another derby game last month, 2-1 away at Macclesfield. So Vale going 4-3-3 today in front of goalkeeper Scott Brown as Crewe go long towards Porter, and it carries all the way through to Brown. Brown in goal, Gibbons, Legg, Smith and Montano make up the back 4. 3 in midfield, Scott Burgess, Luke Joyce and Jake Taylor, with the forward 3 being David Amu, Richie Bennett and David Worrell, as Brown hits it long from his 18-yard line, looking for Bennett, wins the header but can't find a black and white shirt, and it carries all the way through to Will Jääskeläinen, who's wearing a purple and pink goalkeeping strip. Kind of looks like a pick and mix sweep, to be honest with you. Standing in front of the Gresty Road end. Crewe, red shirts, white shorts, red socks. The Vale in their traditional black and white shirts, black shorts and white socks. And here come Crewe down the left with Callum Ainley. Kirk in support. Kirk to the edge of the area. Nice link-up play with those two. Montano goes sliding in, moving from left back to right to put in the tackle for a Crewe throw.
Yeah, Vale defending reasonably well at the moment. I mean, it's pure just constant pressure from Crewe, as you'd expect in the first 5 minutes, knocking it around well.
3 minutes gone, Crewe 0, Port Vale 0. The only place you'll hear this game is here on BBC Radio Stoke, as Crewe hit it long from midway inside the Port Vale half, and it goes straight behind for a Vale goal kick. Crewe, like Vale, 4-3-3, Will Jääskeläinen in goal. The back 4 from right to left is the captain Perry and G, Nicky Hunt, Eddie Nolan and Harry Pickering. 3 in midfield, Ryan Wintle, Paul Green and Tommy Lowry. Up top, Callum Ainley, Chris Porter, 8 for the season so far for the experienced striker, and Charlie Kirk. High ball to the left, Bennett brings it down, Worrell in support, throw in Port Vale as Crewe intercept, and Vale have this throw, level with the edge at the Crewe penalty area, 0-0. Crewe have been on top in the opening stages of this game, but Vale coming forwards for the first real time. Montano to take the throw, looking for some movement, Worrell trying to show himself short, so too Jake Taylor. Finds Taylor, back to Montano. Challenge goes in, same again as far as Port Vale are concerned, who've weathered that early storm reasonably well. Yeah, they have. They just need the likes of Montano and Worrell to build up a relationship. It seems to be all going down the left if they're going to get any success. From that throw, it goes straight behind for a goal kick. Will Jääskeläinen will take it. The Gresty Road end is absolutely jam-packed. You can barely see a red seat in there. Lots of Crewe flags stuck onto the back of it as well. The ice cream van stand full of valiants opposite where we are, as is the stand at the railway end of the ground away to our right. Looking around us, I can't see many empty seats in this main stand either. This huge main stand at the Alexandra Stadium. The whole ground is packed, and it makes for an absolutely terrific atmosphere here on BBC Radio Stoke. Jääskeläinen goes long, Smith and Porter in a battle. The ball might fall for Ainley here. He's fighting with Montano. Now Crewe double up. Ainley comes away with the ball. 2 of the number 11s going head to head, Ainley and Montano. NG arrives in support, the Crewe captain. Back inside to Ainley. In today at the expense of Owen Dale. Tommy Lowry helping out, ball infield to NG, nicely pickpocketed by Joyce. He sends a long raking pass to the right. Is it going to stay in play? Yes, it is. Amu down the right to the edge of the area. He's got 4 in the centre here. Amu to the byline, digs out across. It's a little bit over here, but Worrell will get there on the Vale left. Sends the cross back in, looking for Amu, just taken away from him off a Crewe head, and Port Vale up the game's first corner. Yeah, it was great play from Joyce in the middle of the field. He got possession, I think it was from NG. Played a delightful ball over the top to Amu, and you're just thinking to yourself, just run at him, just go at him, get the ball in the box, which he did. Went all the way to the back post, come back in again from Worrell, and then unfortunately in between Bennett to go out for a corner, headed out. 6 minutes gone, and away swinger for Worrell to deliver. Ice cream van stand, side of the ground. The Port Vale right in this first half. The referee Ross Joyce standing on the edge of the D wearing all black, signals to Take the cross whenever you're ready, Mr. Worrell, who raises his right hand. He's got a short option, but swings it in. In it goes, looking for a Vale head, headed behind for another Vale corner by the backtracking Chris Porter.
Yeah, it was good defending from Crewe. Just seems like when the corner come in, it's just all red shirts. I mean, there was a battle in there, but you just always think that Crewe are going to defend it.
Vale haven't lost to Crewe here since 2014, September 2014 it was. Crewe were 2-1 winners that day. That Vale's only defeat in their last 6 trips to the Alexandra Stadium. Vale corner number 2. Worrell swings it in towards goal this time. Jääskeläinen hesitates and it's headed off the line. Vale header in on goal. Crewe defender well placed to make the clearance. Vale back down the right. Forwards it goes to Amu. So close to being 1-0 Vale. Amu with a low ball in, repelled by NG, but Vale inches away from being 1-0 up.
Yeah, great delivery from Worrell from the corner, and Bennett just got higher than anybody else. Headed it towards goal. Great defending from Crewe, always having 2 men on each post. Headed out off the line.
Lively start here at the Alexandra Stadium, but it's still 0-0 as the cross goes in towards the back post. Worrell wins the header this time, and Jääskeläinen comes and makes a commanding take, but Vale on top for the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's a good response from Vale after Crewe started so well. I just wondered what they've got in attack, whether it was going to be defending most of the game, but no. In the last 3 or 4 minutes, Vale come into their own, created a chance, and the best one of the game.
You can hear the Derby chants from the Vale fans as Crewe come on the attack with Ainley. 25 yards out, can he get a shot away? No, his second touch was too heavy. Montano goes in, clears it. I think Ainley will do well to escape without a ticking off from the referee here, because he went sliding in on Montano, who avoided contact, and Vale will indeed have a free kick. Birmingham are 1-0 up at Cardiff in the Championship. Obviously we've got no live Championship football today. It's Monday night, managerless Stoke. Will they be managerless then? At home to West Bromwich Albion. Every single Stoke, Vale and Crewe game live this season, as ever, here on BBC Radio Stoke. Brown's ball to the left, headed on by Worrell. Bennett tries to take it at his stride, can't quite do so, as you can tell by the ironic cheers, and it goes behind for a Crewe goal kick. What have you made of the start, Chris?
I mean, as you'd expect, really. You expect the home team to come out in the first 5 minutes and try and get forward and try and put balls in the box, which Crewe did to a certain extent, but with no chances created. And then Vale out of nowhere just get a set piece, put a ball in, and unlucky not to go in the lead with a header off the line from a Richie Bennett header.
Now Crewe have lost it inside their own half. Taylor nips in, picks out Burgess, who sweeps it to the right. It wasn't a great ball that time from Scott Burgess. A few expected him not to start today. Will Atkinson's injured, so hasn't made the squad, so Burgess does keep his place, but he's got 2 goals already this season, including that absolute cracker at Leyton Orient at the end of September. But that wasn't his finest pass as Crewe work it to the left to Charlie Kirk. 0-0, Crewe and the Vale at the Alexandra Stadium. Wintle moves past the centre circle for the first real time, it has to be said. Perry NG tries the through ball, looking to pick out Wintle, cut out again by Montano, who's been a key player for Port Vale in the opening 9.5 minutes. Good crossfield pass from him, he finds Amu, and now Gibbons goes bombing on over halfway. He's got 2 Crewe players for company, well to keep the ball and indeed keep it in play as well. Here's Joyce on halfway. And now Vale work it back to leg inside their own half, keeping hold of the football well, something which you'd associate more with their opponents, it has to be said, but Vale showing they're more than just a one-trick pony these days. Ball down the left, Montano to Worrell, Worrell caught offside, but that's the first time we've seen Gibbons bomb on from right back this afternoon.
Yeah, and it all came really from the other full-back, Montano. Fantastic 50-yard ball across to Amu, and him and Gibbons are all, you can just see just wants to get bombing on, but Vale put some really good stuff together. Like you said, you'd expect it from Crewe, which they have, but Vale have done the same.
0-0 at the moment. Elsewhere in League 2, Oldham 1, Northampton 0, and Swindon 1, Walsall 0 as well. This angle of the commentary from the Port Vale perspective, live on 94.6 FM and Freeview Channel 726. NG to Hunt to Nolan inside the Crewe half. This game starting now just to settle after a frantic start that you'd expect in a derby. Wintle to the right, picks out Ainley, ball in field looking for the late runner Tom Lowry. Again Montano, right place, right time to cut it out, and he clears it out for a Crewe throw on this near side. Started well, Montano.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's been called upon in the first 5 minutes defensively wise, but then his distribution's been brilliant. I mean, that 50-yard ball across field to Amu was fantastic on his chest. and that's what you need from a fullback. Start off well.
Starting a right temper tantrum, our video printer here. Score correction already. Oldham 0, Northampton 1. Elsewhere in League Two, but the one score line that we're concerned with here at the Alexandra Stadium, as Crewe come on the attack, it's Crewe 0, Vale 0, and Lowry's ball in field. Players weren't on the same wavelength as him, and that allows Gibbons time to make a good clearance, looking for Bennett making the run, and Richie Bennett oh so nearly got there. Tidied up at the back by Eddie Nolan for the Alex. Goes short with his pass. Wintle under a little bit of pressure from Burgess, as is Hunt now. He strokes it to Pickering down the left, and Crewe in no hurry to whack it long, although Will Jääskeläinen here has been left with little choice. Clears halfway, Leg with a towering header. It was a towering header which won the game here last September. 1-0 from Leg, came on 75. The goal in the reverse fixture, 1-0 Vale at Vale Park, was scored by Tom Pope with his left foot. That was on 78. So the goals coming late in this fixture recently. Vale unbeaten in their last 4 against Crewe Alexandra. Nice bit of defending by Pickering, megging Bennett and making the clearance towards halfway, which is where Crewe now have a throw. Taken quickly and taken short on the halfway line as well to Paul Green, getting his first serious touch in anger, and that's not a great pass from Nicky Hunt. There was no red shirt anywhere near it. He goes straight out for a Vale throw, right in front of where John Askey's standing. Hands behind his back, black jacket, black tracksuit bottoms, just to the left of halfway. Kenny Lunt standing, the Crewe assistant manager, to the right of halfway in the technical area. David Artell, of course, likes to watch the first half of games from up high in the stands before going down to the touchline later in the game. Whatever you say about that tactic, it's working for Crewe at the moment, top of the league. Amu down the right, 25 yards from the byline. Gibbons in support, 0-0. Gibbons looking for options, goes short. Here's Joyce under pressure from Lowry. Good pressing by Tommy Lowry. Ball ricochets out into the away end on that side for a Vale throw to be taken by James Gibbons. Fulham 0, Hull 1 is a latest championship scoreline, and it's Mansfield 0, Colchester 1 in League 2. As people around us frantically try and search for their coupons just to see how they're getting on this afternoon. Here's Leg. Down the right, ball played forwards to Richie Bennett, not the best first touch, but Burgess bails him out. 1-2 between Burgess and Amu, and Burgess is away down the right. Early cross, deep cross, and Will Jääskeläinen had to watch that all the way because it very nearly went underneath his crossbar.
Yeah, it did. Sometimes when Richie Bennett gets involved deeper and then it goes out wide to Amu or Gibbons to put the cross in, there's just no one in the box, and that's the only worry. We need Richie Bennett to be that kind of talisman in the box, like a Tom Pope. Just stay in the box for crosses and be that threat.
Rochdale 0, Bristol Rovers 2 in League One now, as the ball's loose in midfield. First real time it has been loose in this game so far. Ball goes out for a Crewe throw on the halfway line. Vale have lost one of the last 6 at Crewe, as I told you earlier on. Looking for back-to-back away league wins, the Vale, though, for the first time since October 2017, so 2 years since they won 2 away games in a row in the league. I think that month it was away at Morecambe 3-1 and away at Exeter 1-0. They obviously won 2-1 at Bradford a week or so ago. Can they follow that up with a win against one of the other high-flying League 2 teams, Crewe, today? 0-0 at the moment. NG strokes the ball back to goalkeeper Will Jääskeläinen on his preferred left foot and plays it high into the centre circle. Drops down onto Joyce's head, and now Burgess picks up the pieces. He's been lively, Scott Burgess, in the last 2 or 3 minutes or so. We've said his name quite a lot. Worrell's crossfield pass from left to right isn't great, headed away by Pickering. Kirk now facing his own goal under pressure from Gibbons, and needs to be careful not to get caught out of position. Sliding in on halfway as Joyce, and Crewe have a throw. And again, Crewe very keen to take every throw in, every set play that they get very quickly.
They're trying to get Vale out of shape, aren't they? And they know that Vale are going to be so compact and working hard, and every opportunity they can. As soon as that ball goes out of play, they want it straight back in.
In the Premier League, James Ward-Prowse has put Southampton 1-0 up at Manchester City. Southampton, who lost 9-0 to Leicester last week, are winning at Manchester City. Here come Crewe on the attack. Kirk works it to Pickering. Down the left, they've got men over here, Crewe, back with Kirk, edge of the area, ball fizzed in, Leg had to watch that and head it away, heads it sideways. Is it going to go for a throw, or is Green going to keep the ball in play? It's the latter option. Plays it back to Kirk, sends it a fizzing cross this time, and it's hit the bottom of the post. All the Vale players left it, as did Scott Brown. It hit the face of the post, and it's going to fall for Worrell in the left back area. Alarm bells ringing.
Fantastic delivery there, fantastic delivery. One of them crosses that you don't know what to do with as a defender. Everyone just seemed to leave it, even the keeper, and just looked to his left, and it just clipped the post and stayed in play. So inches away from going 1-0 up, Crewe.
16 played, and that's the closest we've come to a goal so far. Crewe striking the woodwork, and they're on the attack again. Ainley, inside right, picks out Lowry, who's right on the byline. He's got company in the form of Joyce, and Montano's out there too, so he goes back to Ainley, does Lowry. Ainley chips the ball on, cut out by Joyce, wrong option that time from Ainley. Burgess wins a flicked header, up to Bennett, back to Burgess, and Vale do really well to play themselves out of trouble as Worrell goes charging over the halfway line down the left to the edge of the area. Infield, Bennett tries to take it in his stride, and not for the first time, makes a bit of a hash of it as Crewe clear.
I mean, we need him to do more there. I mean, Worrell's done brilliantly. The Vale midfield have done fantastic to get on the counter-attack, and it's just played into him. Just a simple ball, really, just can't control it. And then Crewe on the ascendancy again.
Crewe return the ball now back to goalkeeper Willie Askelainen in the Premier League. Kieran Clark has made it West Ham 0, Newcastle 1, and it's Sheffield United 1, Burnley 0, thanks to Lundstrom at Bramall Lane. We'll keep you up to date with all the goals as they go in here on Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. 17.5 gone at the Alexandra Stadium. Crewe 0, Port Vale 0 in the first. Derby, not Derby of the season now. Montano's lost it, edge of the area. Ainley back to goal, tries to steer in Charlie Kirk. Excellent defending by James Gibbons. The clearance wasn't very good, but Gibbons right place, right time to make the interception.
Yeah, he was very lucky though. I mean, a moment away from
ball to the edge of the area, fizzed in by Paul Green. Over the crossbar it goes.
Yeah, it's just constant pressure now, isn't it? I mean, Vale got back into it for the first 5 minutes after Crewe did at the beginning of the game, but then it's been Crewe just flooding forwards, already hit the post. I mean, no clear-cut chances, but they look a lot more dangerous than Vale at the moment.
Yeah, Crewe via Kirk off the post, the closest we've come to a goal so far. No team in League Two has scored more goals in the opening 15 minutes of matches than Port Vale this season, who along with Plymouth Argyle have scored 5 in the opening quarter of an hour. We've just gone past that now, 18.5 gone. Vale haven't scored, Crewe haven't scored. Ball downfield, Bennett can't meet it with his head, but Nicky Hunt can. Guides it back to Willie Askelainen, who's done the simple things right so far in the Crewe goal. Scott Brown, his heart will have been in his mouth when that Kirk cross-come shot hit his post. He left it, his defenders left it, and quite a few very nearly ended up with egg on their faces. As it is, still goalless. MK Dons 0, Tranmere 1 is our latest League Two scoreline. Elsewhere this afternoon, it's also Cheltenham 0, Forest Green 1. Forest Green, like Crewe, going well towards the top of the table, but Vale have beaten Forest Green this season, 2-1 at Vale Park. Can they beat Crewe here at the Alexandra Stadium? Ball out for a Crewe throw, level with the edge of the Port Vale penalty area, to be taken by the Crewe captain Perry NG. Been sent off once this season, been booked 5 times. He's been warned about his discipline by manager David Artell. And G's throw, short to Lowry, gets past Joyce. Joyce tries to recover, fouls Lowry, and it's going to be a Crewe free kick on the byline, just outside the area. Really dangerous position this.
Yeah, it is now. Barry's trickery, isn't he? I mean, just tries to get past his defender all the time. I think it was a bit harsh, really. I mean, there was minimal contact, and he flung himself to the floor. The referee fell for it.
Well, exactly 20 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Stoke. It's going to be Pickering, the left footer, to deliver from the inside right position. It's about half a yard off the byline, and it's about 3 yards outside the penalty area. Worrell, the one-man wall guarding Scott Brown's near post. Well, this is a tense moment. Crewe in a really threatening position. Can they open the scoring here? Deadlock still to be broken. Pickering sends it in towards the back post. It comes off Legg's head, clears to the edge of the area. Kirk sends it back forwards, and now Gibbons with a much more authoritative clearance to the halfway line. And G sends it sideways out of the ground, and Vale through Legg, not for the first time through Legg, dealt with that well.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, how many times do we say that Legg saves the day? I mean, constant, week in, week out, always there, puts his head on the line. Another fantastic clearance, because there was 2 attackers coming flying in behind him.
That's Chris Birchall, who played in this fixture wearing black and white, with us here on BBC Radio Stoke. Joyce, just inside the Vale half, goes back to that man who Chris was just heaping praise upon, Leon Legg. Had a good game so far at centre-half. Forwards to Richie Bennett. Is he being fouled there? Crewe felt the free kick should have gone in their favour. Referee decides not to give one at all. And here come the Alex through the centre circle now. Lowry, not for the first time, makes a mess of picking up the loose ball. And Vale nip in through Burgess. To the right to Amu, running at Pickering, battle of pace. Amu should win this. Amu takes it towards the byline. Can he dig out a cross? Yes, he can. It's low. It's not the best cross, and it's going to be tidied up by the man who has 3 goals from centre-half already this season. Eddie Nolan wouldn't fall kindly, that crossing angle for Amu.
Yeah, but I mean, he's picked it up 10 yards above the halfway line. And you just want him to turn. That's what you want him to do, whether the cross is good or not. Show the defender that's what you're going to do all game. Turn him and sprint him down the line, which he did for a good 30 yards. Okay, the cross wasn't the best, but just shows his intent.
Trezeguet, Mahmoud Trezeguet has put Villa in front against Liverpool. Villa 1, Liverpool 0, and City also losing as well against Southampton. Wow. It's all going on in the Premier League. It's all going on here at the Alexandra Stadium. No goals, but it's being played at a great tempo, as you'd expect this fixture. Ball to Amu down the right. Goes back to Gibbons inside the Vale half. He's under a little bit of pressure here from Kirk, so does the wise thing and goes back to his keeper. Gillingham 0, Rotherham 1's the latest League One scoreline. Ball to the right. Amu tried to flick it on towards Bennett. In an ideal world, that would have been the other way round, that particular passage of play. Crewe on halfway again, the two 11s battling with each other, Ainley and Montano. Ainley forced back, picks out Perry NG. Approaching the midway point of the first half here at the Alexandra Stadium. Live on BBC Radio Stoke. Crewe 0, Port Vale 0. Sunderland 1, Southend 0 in League One, and West Ham 0, Newcastle 2. Federico Fernandez has put Newcastle 2 up now at the London Stadium. Ball with Crewe inside their own half here as Wintle bypasses one Vale player and picks out Ainley on the edge of the centre circle. He's got Pickering to his left, picks him out midway inside the Vale half. Forwards to Porter, who's got a little bit of space here for the first real time. Crewe's top scorer steers it to the left to one of the most experienced players on the pitch, in fact the most experienced player in Paul Green. Edge of the area, Gibbons tight to him. Kirk comes to help him out. Crewe's short shot passing is excellent. Here's Charlie Kirk, curling effort just goes wide of Brown's far top corner. Excellent cut in from the left from Kirk, not for the first time this afternoon. He went close earlier hitting the post and he's just gone close again.
Yeah, it was fantastic play from Crewe from back to front. I mean, it took over a minute in possession, but just so comfortable on the ball, the Crewe players. Anyway, found itself out to Green, a little 1-2, and then played on to Kirk. I mean, Kirk, he's already had a chance, hasn't he? He's hit the post. This time he tried to do similar, tried to go for the top corner, just off range, but really good play from Crewe.
All the reaction to this game once we brought you the full live match commentary. Praise and grumble 5 till 6. We'll hear from John Askey, we'll hear from David Artell, and we'll hear from you as well, hopefully. 0800 121 8080 is the free phone number to be on with Matt Sandoz between 5 and 6 this afternoon, ahead of Richard Serling's Northern Soul 6 till 8, and BBC introducing Rob Adcock 8 till 10. Vale down the right, can't quite make that work. Overhit pass, Jaskalainen clears, but now Smith's got time and space inside the centre circle to take a couple of touches. Gives it to Bennett, good ball to the left, hit with pace and conviction. Montano short this time to Worrell, he tries to meg NG, but NG was wise to that, and Crewe will come away with Ainley, who runs forwards with a bit of hesitancy. Here's Porter. Derby 1, Middlesbrough 0. Tom Lawrence scoring for Derby in the Championship. Here it's goalless, and Crewe have been forced to go back to centre-half Eddie Nolan. Here's another experienced player, Nicky Hunt. Some experience in this team these days. Hunt, Porter, Green. Here comes someone at the other end of his career in Ainley. Can't beat Montano at the moment. Montano stands up strong at left back, in for the injured Adam Crooks, who looks like he's going to be out for some time. Covering for him at left back, and so far doing a decent job. He's played the last 2 games at left back, Christian Montano. Oldham at home and Bradford away, and Vale have conceded just 1 goal, and that was a penalty. So he's settled into that role particularly well. One he played a couple of seasons ago under Neil Aspin. Ball ricochets out for a Vale throw here on the halfway line. Lunt and Askey appealed. Referee went in Askey's favour. What are you making of it as a spectacle, Chris? Plenty of huffing and puffing.
Yeah, I mean, it's dying down a little bit, isn't it? But it was frantic at first. The atmosphere obviously brings that onto the pitch with the players. just trying to get good first touches. I mean, both teams have played well possession-wise, been brilliant, both of them, as you'd expect from Crewe. I mean, that's what you affiliate Crewe with. Great possession, passing, keeping the ball, but Vale have done just the same.
Vale down the right, nice crossfield long pass from Montano, brought down by Gibbons. Joyce forwards to Burgess, again couldn't quite take the ball on the turn. Difficult technique that, and now Bennett goes diving in. Nolan makes him look a little bit silly as he clears to Porter on the halfway line. In a battle over on the far side with Gibbons, who needs to keep his cool. Doesn't need to do anything now because the referee's given him a free kick for a foul on him.
Yeah, a bit of fight there from Gibbons, what the fans want to see right in front of them. Just winning the ball, winning the free kick, and maybe it's one aspect of how Vale will create chances this afternoon.
You had a quiet word with him, didn't you, before, and just warning him not to go diving and get sent off in this game?
I just said to him before the game, how long until you see red today? He just said he's been warned, been told from Dave Kevin just to stay on his feet and just use his head a bit.
Well, so far, he's done exactly that. 0-0, Crewe and the Vale, 18 minutes to go until half-time. Free kick Vale, quarter of the way inside the Crewe half, wide on the Vale right, the far side as we look at things. And Joyce, after all that build-up, goes short to Gibbons. Inside right, Gibbons hits it diagonal, looking for the late run of Legg, who was in a bit of a battle with Hunt, but it goes all the way behind for a Crewe goal kick. Legg looking decent in both penalty areas, it has to be said. He's looked a presence from those two Vale corners.
Yeah, he has. I'd say he's probably been one of Vale's best players this whole season, just consistently good. Had man of the match performances a few times that I've done commentary with you, and like I say, when you defend well and then you're a threat up the other side as well, it makes yourself a real good defender at this level.
Still in the Premier League, Villa 1, Liverpool 0 and City 0, Southampton 1. Crewe trying to play out from the back, messing around with it a little bit. Hunt goes back to Jaskalainen, who in the end has no choice but to go long. Gibbons wins the header though, and Burgess brings it down. Burgess tries to pick out a move down the right. Pickering stops him. Crewe got a man down in midfield, but Vale play on. Ball worked from right to left by the Vale. Here's Worrell, edge of the area, on his right foot. Cross blocked. Is that going to go behind for another Vale corner? No, Worrell sends the cross back in. It's deep, and this time it is headed behind by Eddie Nolan from a corner. And that all came from maybe too much football from Crewe in trying to play out from the back unnecessarily.
Yeah, it did. The first time we've really seen a mistake from them where Vale have capitalised. I mean, a long ball to Worrell. He's tried to dink it to the back post. It's got kind of deflected to the byline, and then a delightful dink. Just no one at the back post just to nod it in. I mean, it was a brilliant ball from Worrell.
And it's going to be Worrell to take this corner on the Vale right, swinging away from goal at the Gresty Road end. 29 gone. In it goes from Worrell, looking for a black and white shirt. Leg goes down, cleared by Crewe to the edge of the box. Burgess has it back. Worrell down the right, running at Kirk, gets it onto his left foot. Deep Worrell cross in towards Bennett. Jaskalainen comes and claws it off two black and white heads, and out it goes for a Port Vale throw.
It's what we want to see, isn't it? Vale pressure, just putting crosses into the box. Richie Bennett, I mean, he hasn't really been that colossal kind of figure that we need at the moment, but at least he's in there.
Montano to take the throw on the left, this near side for the Vale. Receives it back from Taylor. Ball goes behind, and the referee's given Port Vale, what's he given here? Another throw right by the corner flag. For a second it looked like it was going to be a corner. Substitutes for both teams warming up. I'll tell you who's on the Vale bench in just a tick after Montano's taken this throw. Short to Worrell, back to Montano. He's got two on him straight away. Good pressing by Crewe. Taylor, ball in. Worrell left it because he knew he was offside, and Jaskalainen comes to make the claim. Vale substitute goalkeeper as ever is Johnny Maddison. Then the outfield players are Tom Pope, Mark Cullen, Reece Brown, Callum Evans, Sean Brisley and Jordan Archer. Vale fans wanted a free kick over on the far side. Or was it a throw they were saying? Was he saying it had gone out? Either way, the referee, Ross Joyce, not interested. And now Vale have won it back on halfway. Here comes David Worrell down the left, running at NG. He's also got another Crewe player to beat in the form of Lowry. Worrell falls. Worrell wanted a corner. It looked like it should have been a corner from where I was sitting, and the referee's made a complete hash of that and given Crewe a goal kick.
I think Worrell's gone to cross it with his left. He's slipped, but he still has played it off the Crewe defender. Should have been a corner.
Bolton 1, Fleetwood 0 in League One. That's the latest scoreline. Here, 0-0, just over half an hour gone at the Alexandra Stadium. Crewe subs, by the way, Rio Adebisi, Travis Johnson, two really young players who've made their competitive debuts this season. Owen Dale, Chima Nene, Ollie Finney, James Jones and Dave Richards, who commentated on this game actually for BBC Radio Stoke last season. He is the substitute goalkeeper. 14 to go until the break. BBC Radio Stoke Sport on Saturday. Stoke versus West Brom to come on Monday night. Extended weekend of live football. And then we're back with you Tuesday for Crewe against Everton's under-21s in the Checkatrade Trophy group stages, or whatever you want to call it these days. Leasing.com, ball over the top. Crewe on the attack. Is that handball from Porter? Yes, says referee Ross Joyce. Ironic cheers go up from the travelling 2,500. We've been talking about good Vale performances this season, how they've done it against the teams at the top of the table. They did it at Bradford, they did it against Forest Green, and that was the last time this official took charge of the Vale, that 2-1 win over Forest Green Rovers. Here come Crewe though. Vale couldn't get there first and halfway. Lowry down the right to the edge of the area, running at Smith. Lowry couldn't get a cross in here, goes past Joyce, and it was repelled in the end by Legg. Went in with the challenge on Porter, and the referee, having not given Vale a corner a few seconds ago, hasn't given Crewe one here. He's given Vale a goal kick, so I suppose that's kind of evened itself out.
You know what they say, Lee? Two wrongs.
They do not make a right. As Brown spots the ball down dead centre in his 6 yards area to take this latest Port Vale goal kick. Last time Crewe took a point off Vale, it was a dramatic late goal from Charlie Kirk back on the 2nd of April 2018, Easter Monday. Crewe 2, Port Vale 2 here. A Pope penalty and K for the Vale. Wintle and that last minute hit from Charlie Kirk for Crewe. Vale down the left, ball forwards, can't be kept in play by Bennett, who ends up falling into the Gresty Road end. That's to be caught by a steward. Goal kick to the Alex and Willie Jaskalainen, and this game really has now, after what we said a few moments ago, after what was a frantic start, it's settled and found some kind of rhythm, albeit quite a slow rhythm now.
Yeah, I think Vale will be happier, to be honest, keeping the home team quiet for the first half an hour, having good chances themselves. Well, a good chance cleared off the line obviously, but they've been in the game and still will be while it's 0-0.
Long ball forwards by Willie Jaskalainen. Nathan Smith and Chris Porter fall over. Free kick goes in Vale's favour, much to the annoyance of a few Crewe fans around us here in the main stand. It really looked like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, didn't it? This time the referee favouring Nathan Smith. He likes that kind of battle, doesn't he, Nathan Smith? A big target man who he can try and keep quiet. Yeah,
he loves it. He lives for that. Does it in training as well when he shouldn't.
Strong as an ox. All you have to do is shake his hand and it feels like it's going to crumble to pieces.
And the nicest guy off the pitch. He'll apologise to you.
He is. Strong player on the pitch, soft as a brush off it. Throw in to Port Vale on the left, 20 yards from the byline. Montano to take it. None of his own players are actually facing him at the moment, let alone moving for him. We've got 11 minutes to go until half time. Montano looks for movement, gets some from Worrell, who's boxed in by the corner flag. That's a good pull back though. Montano into the area, sends in a deep cross, looking for the head of a Moo. It goes behind. Has that come off a Crewe player last? Yes, it has, according to the referee. And Port Vale have their 4th corner of the game.
Yeah, again, crosses into the box. Never a clear-cut chance off it, but Vale seem to be winning the headers, even though it's good defending from Crewe and getting set pieces from them. But just need to be more of a threat from the crosses.
Both Vale goals against Crewe last season came off crosses, albeit from open play. Legg with a header off one here, Pope with a left-footed drive off one at Vale Park. I do feel set pieces, as they are in most games, are going to be key for Port Vale here. Crewe flying high, full of confidence. Worrell's delivery, in it goes, looking for Legg, headed to the edge of the area. It's going to be hit by Montano. It was always curling away from the top corner, but I suppose if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle.
Yeah, you just saw it dropping out the area. The only one there was Montano running onto it. You just thought, go on, have a crack. And he has got that in his locker, but he was way off this time.
Goal kick to be taken by Willie Jaskalainen. If you've joined us late here on BBC Radio Stoke, it's 0-0 in the first derby of the season between Crewe and Port Vale. Crewe have come the closest via Charlie Kirk hitting the foot of the post. Vale have had chances, they've had 4 corners to Crewe's none. But neither goalkeeper has made what you consider a real serious save as of yet.
No, I mean the 2 best chances were good chances. Kirk obviously hitting the post, but before that Richie Bennett having one headed off the line. So even though it's bypassed the goalkeepers, they were good chances.
Villa still one up against Liverpool. It's Arsenal 1, Wolves 0 as well. Here, Vale have been awarded a free kick on the halfway line. Sheffield United 1, Burnley 0, West Ham 0, Newcastle 2 latest scores, and the other big one in the top flight, Southampton beaten 9-0 at home by Leicester last week and winning 1-0 at Manchester City this week. How does football work? I have absolutely no idea. Big scoreline at the bottom of League One, Bolton, that points deduction, they've been in all kinds of trouble, but they're beating Fleetwood at the moment 2-0. Still on minus points, of course. Vale free kick just inside their own half, inside left, to be taken by Scott Brown, who's come a long way forwards to take this in his blue and turquoise top, blue shorts, blue socks. Brown hits it long into the Crewe penalty area, legs up there, Crewe head it high but don't get any distance on it, leg heads it down, it goes straight behind for a Crewe goal kick, and that's been a problem. I've said quite a few times it's gone behind for a goal kick. Vale and Crewe need to start working the goalkeeper more, as we just...
Yeah, they do. I mean, defences are on top. I mean, Leon Legg especially for Vale, but Crewe defended well. If they know they can't win the first header, my God, they get rid of the second one, but they don't make it easy.
Crewe have lost it again in trying to play out from the back. That's playing into Vale's hands as Bennett goes moving into the area left side, forced to check, goes back to Worrell, first time cross, looking for a move, flicked header away by Crewe. Kirk tries to head it further clear, only as far as Burgess inside the D. Crewe again lose it, they can't clear the ball. Bennett hits one on the turn, it's blocked. Vale on top here. Worrell edge of the area left side, steers it in towards Montano, who's come forwards. Here's Taylor, edge of the area. Now Luke Joyce. Ball to the right to Gibbons. That's a dangerous looking ball in from Gibbons, headed across by Worrell, and it won't fall kindly for a moo. Crewe living dangerously, but eventually get the ball clear towards Chris Porter.
Yeah, I mean, it's good play from Vale. They're just not giving Crewe a moment on the ball, and this time just such good play, like 1-2s from Vale, keeping possession, getting it out wide, putting it in the box. Worrell tried with a header across goal, just couldn't get it on target.
Reading 2, Millwall 0 in the Championship. Gary Rowett not having a good Saturday afternoon so far this weekend. Crewe down the right, battle between Legg and Paul Green, and the referee here has given the free kick in Port Vale's favour. Few 50-50s in the last 5 or 6 minutes going Port Vale's way, much to the annoyance of those around us.
Yeah, who'd be a referee, eh?
Well, he's got a couple wrong Port Vale's way as well. We have got 6.5 minutes to go until the break here on BBC Radio Stoke. Just looking at Gresty Road away to our left, there are police vans lined up for about as far as you can see, waiting for the fans to leave, making sure they leave peacefully at 5 o'clock. Ball downfield, and Richie Bennett's penalised for a foul on Nicky Hunt. Hunt just has a word in Bennett's ear. And we've just seen two things there which have caused this main stand to erupt, and both of them were absolutely much ado about nothing.
Yeah, really just mistakes from the referee. Sometimes that gets the fans riled up, and then obviously when any decision's made then it's just not about the football, is it? You need to get back to that. I mean, both teams haven't played bad, they've been playing well at some point, but neither can get on top at the moment.
I feel like giving a couple of them a patronising pat on the back and just going, calm down everybody, calm down, the ball's nowhere near the goal. It might be here though, because Crewe on the attack. Ainley, not the best ball to NG down the right, but he gets past two, and G to the edge of the area, legs challenge, it's going to fall for Porter, his shot's blocked by the Vale. Good cover defending by James Gibbons, and Joyce will come away with the ball. Gibbons not time, right place to make the block. Vale come away with it, good ball to the left to Worrell, end to end again now. Worrell on the attack for Vale, to the edge of the Crewe area. Has to check again. Such has been the quality of Crewe's defending, and Ng's back there in position already. Montano forwards to Burgess, pulls it back, couldn't find a black and white shirt, and Crewe will have it again through Callum Ainley. Good challenge, good strong tackle going in by David Worrell, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Crewe's clearance poor, again, and Moo intercepts. He finds Taylor, ball to the right to Bennett, who's been challenged but keeps hold of the ball. Bennett in field. Edge of the area right side, sends a beautiful ball across the 6-yard line. There was just nobody there to meet him. Worrell will keep it in play on the Vale left, pulls it back to Montano, 30 yards from goal, cross come shot blocked by Hunt's thigh, and then G and Lowry between the two will clear. Crewe hell bent on playing out passing wise from the back, and it's caused them more harm than it has good so far in this game, but they've got a game plan and they've got to stick to it.
Yeah, they have, and Vale have as well, but I mean, when Richie Bennett's picking it up, in these wide areas and giving it to the players. No one's in the box. Great balls are going into the box and there's no one there, and it's frustrating. But Crewe are coming forward now.
And we've got 4 minutes to go until half-time. Matt Sanders will have all of the latest scores from across the country then, as well as a roundup of the day's sports news. Disappointment for England Cup final against South Africa. We'll have reaction. Here's Ainley down the right. Cross blocked by Montano. Shouts for handball just from the crowd as the referee gives Crewe their first corner. Corner number 1 for Crewe. Vale have had 4. And it's going to be Kirk to take it. Wide on the Crewe right. Vale's defence alert, just making sure straight away they're going to cut off the short option. But this would be a disastrous time to concede, Chris, especially with this being Crewe's first corner.
Yeah, it would, just before half time. We don't know how they are from set pieces, really. Vale has defended crosses really well. Let's see if they can do the same now.
We're going to see here, because Kirk's left it for Pickering. Pickering sends it in towards the 6 yards area. Good take, as you'd expect, by a goalkeeper the standard of Scott Brown.
Yeah, it was a great take there, wasn't it? I mean, you'd expect him to, but with about 4 or 5 players around him, did really well to hold on to it.
Cheltenham 0, Forest Green 2 is the latest League 2 scoreline, and in the Championship, Leeds are 1 up at home to QPR thanks to Tyler Roberts. Ball with Leon Legg at the heart of the Vale back 4 here. Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. No goals, Crewe in the Vale. Header won by Burgess on halfway. Couldn't find Taylor. Bennett tries to rescue the situation, can't. Crewe go long this time, but there's nobody home. He'll carry all the way through to Scott Brown once again. Blackpool 2-1 up against Peterborough in League 1. Also in that division, it's Doncaster 1, Burton Albion 1. Vale go long, looking for Bennett, and like Crewe, Vale have no luck going that route. It carries straight through to Willie Askalainen. Stoke West Brom Monday night, 8 o'clock. Will Stoke have a new manager by then? Crewe on the attack here. Ainley and Montano battling. Ainley wins the battle, pulls the ball back. Here's Lowry, shot well blocked by Legg. Perfectly placed, experienced defending, and Legg's clearance falls kindly for Jake Taylor, who carries it over halfway and picks out a move. Cutting in from the right, good defending by Harry Pickering. And he finds Kirk with the outball. Kirk goes backwards. Wasted a bit of an opportunity there to hit Vale straight back on the counter. Long ball hit forwards by Crewe. Legg heads away. Bennett's knocked down. Can Burgess get there? No, he can't, because Nolan goes sliding in, but can only steer the ball to Worrell. Vale come forwards again down the left. A lot of what Vale have done going forwards has been via David Worrell, it must be said.
Yeah, as we thought that before the game. He's going to be vital to them going forward and defensively as well.
Vale with a dangerous ball across their own back 4. Legg does well to hold off Charlie Kirk, but gives it straight to a red shirt. Here come the Alex now. Just over a minute to go plus stoppage time. Lowry. Kirk inside left. He's got Pickering making a run, but he gives it back to Lowry. Edge of the area, brought down by Montano, and Lowry wins Crewe a free kick 25 yards from goal.
Yeah, Lowry, what he was doing there, he just saw Montano rushing in, just skipped it past him. Dangerous area, like I say, last minute.
Yeah. Lowry's been absolutely poleaxed. He's just taking his time to get to his feet. He's indicated he'll be okay without the physio coming on, but Crewe's passing there just wore Vale down. That's what we saw. And is it going to result in a late first half goal for Crewe? We'll wait and see. Didn't manage to win against Vale last season, didn't manage a goal against Vale last season, the Alex. Vale winning both meetings 1-0, but Pickering is lining this free kick up. 45 minutes, seconds to go until half time. Vale have got 4 in the wall and 1 standing just off it either side. Tense moment, because you know Harry Pickering's going to go for goal here. He's got 1 this season already, wearing number 3 for Crewe. Referee Ross Joyce just making sure he's happy before Pickering strikes it, hits the wall. Loose ball falls for Pickering again, hits the wall again. 1 additional minute. Ball pumped forwards by Kirk. Offside flag goes up against Chris Porter, and the 2 away sections of the Alexandra Stadium breathe a huge sigh of relief as we go into that one and only added minute.
Yeah, I was quite worried there. I've seen him score before this season from that distance. It was a fantastic position, free kick, but the wall did its job. And as we go into half time, I'd say it was a fair reflection on the game. It's 0-0. Both had a couple of chances. Vale headed off the line. Richie Bennett's had it, and then Kirk hit in the post.
The referee Ross Joyce puts the whistle to his lips and away we go. It's the second half of the Crewe versus Port Vale derby here on BBC Radio Stoke. 0-0 as the second half begins. Chris Birchall and Lee Blakeman with you here on 94.6 FM and Freeview Channel 726. David Artell, who's now down on the touchline for the second half, and John Askey haven't made any changes during the interval. Vale, as I say, going from left to right, attacking the away stand at the railway end of the ground. Crewe kicking from right to left, attacking the Gresty Road end, and it's Crewe who have the ball with NG in his own half at the moment. He was fouled there by Jake Taylor, but the referee plays the advantage. And I'll run through the two teams for you in just a second. Wintle moves over the centre circle, carries the ball to the right, and Perry NG, the Crewe captain's back out there. This second half straight away hasn't started at anywhere near the tempo that the first half did. Montano goes long down the left, asking a lot of Richie Bennett, asking a lot of anybody actually, to chase after that, and it carries all the way through to Willie Askelainen, who's in the Crewe goal. 4-3-3 ahead of him. Perry NG, Nicky Hunt, Eddie Nolan and Harry Pickering make up the back four. Then a three of Ryan Wintle, Paul Green and Tom Lowry, and then the forward three, Callum Ainley, Chris Porter, and the man who's gone closest to breaking the deadlock by hitting the post, Charlie Kirk. Ball again by Crewe, as Pete Morse was pointing out at half time, played back to their goalkeeper because they persist on trying to play out from the back, even though it's making life more difficult for them on some occasions. This isn't one of them though, because Ainley is now going to pick out Paul Green to the edge of the area. Backtracking is David Worrell, and the ball's going to go out for a Crewe throw by the corner flag. Good alert defending by Worrell. Yeah, fantastic play from Worrell, because it was a good attack from Crewe. I mean, they took a good few minutes to get going, but possession wise they've been good again. I expect to see more of what happened in the first half. Nearly 2 minutes gone in the second half. 0-0, nicely worked from left to right by the Alex Greens over there. Cross goes in, Brown's fumbled it, and Vale are able to clear. It was Jake Taylor, right place, right time, putting the ball out for a throw. Uncharacteristic from Brown. Yeah, it was a mistake there. Ball coming to the box. Yeah, he had to go for it, Brown, but he fumbled it, and it was luckily the Crewe striker had already gone past him. Pickering short throw, the Gresty Road end, full voice on their feet behind that goal that Port Vale are defending. Ball here goes out for a Vale throw in on the Vale right by the corner flag on this near side. Vale like Crewe, 4-3-3. The goalkeeper who just made that slight error is Scott Brown. The back four from right to left, James Gibbons, Leon Legg, who had a colossal first half alongside Nathan Smith. Christian Montano is the left back. Scott Burgess, Luke Joyce and Jake Taylor are in midfield. David Worrell, Richie Bennett and David Amu, the attacking trio. Tom Pope on the bench, along with Jordan Archer, Mark Cullen, Reece Brown, all forward-thinking players that John Askey can turn to if he sees fit. At the moment, he doesn't see fit. And it's Crewe 0, Port Vale 0. Crewe with a throw-in on the halfway line. Harry Pickering to take, just next to where the fourth official's standing. Short to Green, heavy back past that. Pickering does well to keep the ball in play. Guides it back to his goalkeeper, Willie Askelainen. Purple and pink goalkeeping top, purple shorts, purple socks and fluorescent yellow boots. It's a fashion show for Willie Askelainen. Here's Montano on the halfway line. Back heels. Ball played in by Worrell, looking for Bennett, headed away by Crewe. Green guides it back to Nicky Hunt. Joyce wins a header on the edge of the centre circle, but Porter nips in, looking for Green. Montano again with the Port Vale clearance. Out it goes for a Crewe throw. A little bit scrappy start to this second half. Yeah, it is. Both teams having moments where the possession is really good, but in the last couple of minutes can't string two passes together without losing it. But be exactly what Vale are looking to do, cause Crewe problems. Crewe have failed to score in 4 of their last 6 games against Port Vale. They last beat the Vale 1-0 at Vale Park in August 2017, did Crewe. And here come the Alex on the attack now, looking to add a goal to that statistic. Pickering, through ball, edge of the area, 1-2 with Porter. Now Pickering finds Lowry, edge of the area. Crewe looking threatening, couple of step overs from Lowry. Will he go for goal here? Instead he chips it in, Gibbons heads the ball away. And now it's a race on to who can get on the end of the loose ball first. And it's Scott Burgess who beats Wintle to it. Rolls it back to Jake Taylor, under pressure from Green. Vale have lost the momentum that they could have had in an attack going forwards on the counter. And in the end, Montano's been forced to sweep the ball back to Nathan Smith. Crewe fans it is in full voice at the moment. Don't forget, 2,500 travelling Vale fans here as well. Ball forward to move. Can he keep the ball in play? I was just about to say he can't. He can. I don't think he's going to go anywhere soon with it. Putting the pressure on Harry Pickering. Nice turn. And And the ball reaches halfway where Nathan Smith gets 2 touches on the ball with his head. Here's Legg. Amu in a battle with Pickering. Pickering, it has to be said, has won that contest so far this afternoon, keeping David Amu relatively quiet as Crewe move into the centre circle with Green. Balls it back to Ng, and now Ainley back in the team this afternoon at the expense of upcoming youngster Owen Dale. Ainley himself being an upcoming youngster. Here's Lowry, he's got Kirk to his left, finds him, Kirk sends in a deep cross, headed towards goal, and wide that time by the Alex and Paul Green, but he was allowed to get to the ball first, couldn't trouble Scott Brown though.
Yeah, it was good play again from Crewe, building it up through the midfield, getting it out wide, this time Kirk on the left, putting a delicate cross towards the back and in, but I think it was Gibbons who did just enough. I'm not sure who it was at the back post. He did just enough to put Green off and headed it wide, but both the fans trying to have a single.
Crewe fans who've been going for the last couple of minutes like it's a carnival, but now the Vale fans over on the far side are on their feet, saying he's Super Vale away. One of them's running straight in front of the away end, playing the role of kind of orchestra conductor, if you will, trying to get all the Vale fans in full voice. Fans having a good afternoon, and Vales might just be about to get better because Worrell's in behind here, 2 in the centre, he can't get the cross right. Is he going to stay in play? No, says the assistant referee. It's a goal kick to Crewe, but David Worrell again showing where he's at his most threatening.
Yeah, he is. I mean, you don't really associate him with the pace, but he has got some. I mean, he went down the left-hand side there, tried to put a cross in with his left foot, didn't work out, but you can see the work rate from him.
Kenny Lunt and David Artell in conference in the Crewe technical area on this near side. Crewe come forwards, ball headed away by Nathan Smith. Worrell in the air. Now Crewe have it back again as Newcastle go 3-0 up at West Ham. Now John Joe Shelby with Newcastle's third as Montano moves over halfway for the Vale. Crewe 0, Vale 0 on BBC Radio Stoke. His ball in field is poor and cut out by Eddie Nolan. Nolan, a centre half who has more goals this season than Christian Montano. Nolan with 3, Montano yet to get one. Here's Kirk down the left, edge of the area, ball in his right foot, low cross goes in, a flare's gone off in the Cresty Road end from where Leon Legg clears the ball from in front of. Ball goes out for a throw in on this near side, it goes in Crewe's favour. We've got red smoke just blowing from behind Scott Brown's goal. The roof will come off 2 sections of this ground if one of the teams can break the deadlock. That's a dangerous ball by Crewe, but it's brought under control well by Hunt in the centre circle, looking for Porter with the long ball, headed away by Leon Legg. And now Burgess plays it forwards. Nolan gets a touch, gives it to Will Jääskeläinen on his right foot, deals with it well. Jääskeläinen clears it to the centre circle, won by Nathan Smith. Richie Bennett still returning from an offside position, so leaves it. Crewe once again insist on, for want of a better expression, messing about with it in their own half, inviting the pressure on.
Yeah, they do. Sometimes it pays off, but I mean, at League 2 level, there'll always be that kind of aspect where you give the ball away on your own doing, really, and give the opportunity to the opposition. But Vale will be happy again. I mean, okay, Crewe, possession-wise, they've been knocking it around all pretty, clear-cut chances again. The atmosphere's increased. I think Vale will be happy still.
A wonder of you blasts out from the travelling 2,500. Vale throw in their left back position. Great atmosphere. Just needs a goal this game. We've seen decent moves going forward. Neither goalkeepers had to make a serious save though. The fans have been doing their bit, no doubt about it. Crewe fans and Vale fans. Crewe fans might have something to cheer here. Kirk to the edge of the area. Ainley goes down under a challenge from Montano, and the referee has given Crewe a free kick inside the D left side, and this is a dangerous position.
It is, but for me that's not a foul. If that's a foul, he'd be given 200 a game. I mean, Montano's going crazy. He didn't think it was a foul, but I mean the referees give it, and that's in a really promising position for Crewe.
Montano needs to be careful not to talk himself into a booking here. Ross Joyce just giving him a long lecture. You can see why he's frustrated though, because it didn't look a foul from where we were.
No, not at all, but I mean this is 19 yards out in the D. A great opportunity.
Yeah, especially when you've got the likes of Callum Ainley and Charlie Kirk who know how to ping them in from this kind of range. Perry and G's not moved away. Ainley has now, but it really does look like this is going to favour Charlie Kirk. It's Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. 55 minutes gone at the Alexandra Stadium of the Derby. Crewe 0, Port Vale 0. Vale with 5 in the wall, because this is a real opportunity for Crewe Alexandra, the League Two leaders, to break the deadlock. It looks like Kirk is going to lay this off for NG here, unless I'm very much mistaken. Kirk does lay it off for NG, hits the wall, comes back at Kirk on the edge of the area. On his right foot, sends in a deep cross. Montano needs to get his head on it, does. Only as far as the edge of the box, shot comes in, blocked by Smith. Montano balloons the ball up into the air, but then recovers well at the second time of asking. Volleys it all the way to the halfway line.
The second clearance was harder than the first, and he did it brilliantly, but it was great defending from the free kick from Vale. The wall did its job, but you feel like Crewe are just up in the gears now.
0-0. They know how to score late to Crewe this season, but Vale know how to score late in this fixture, as I mentioned earlier. Both times last season. Crewe at the moment though, 56 minutes gone, look the more likely to score. Kirk cutting in from the left, 25 yards out, squares it. A little bit behind Lowry, so he's trying to recover the situation. Needs help from Wintle. 0-0. Wintle being forced back because of the way Vale are pressing. Montano's come into the centre circle from left back here. He's being covered though. Pass forwards by Crewe is poor. Cleared long down the right by Gibbons. Just heard a few people shout hoof as Gibbons hit that ball long. It's about getting the balance right, isn't it? Because as Pete Morse was saying at half-time, you can play out from the back as much as you want. If you're going to keep giving the ball to the opposition, what's the point?
Yeah, true. Mickey Adams said a channel ball's never a bad ball.
And if Mickey Adams said it, we'll all agree he's spot on.
Messiah.
Ball on this near side, out for a Crewe throw, taken by Pickering to the experienced Paul Green. BBC Radio Stoke Sport on Saturday. Kirk plays the ball across the halfway line from left to right. Perry and G's got space to move into, next to where those travelling Vale fans are. Ball in field is gobbled up once again by Leon Legg, who's won his fair share of headers this afternoon. We were saying earlier, myself and Chris in the commentary, he's in the running to be Vale's man of the match at the moment, especially if it stays with the scoreline Crewe 0, Vale 0. Crewe have it down their left with Eddie Nolan. Now Green, and now former All-Sager man Ryan Wintle knocks the ball to his right. Ball maybe hit from distance, instead it's played into Porter, edge of the area. Wintle hits it, good block by Nathan Smith, who threw his body at it. Might have knocked a bit of air out of him, but that is body on the line defending, because he got clattered by that colossus shot from Wintle.
Yeah, if you're asking your two centre-backs to live up to a derby day and put the bodies on the line, them two have, haven't they? Leon Legg and Nathan Smith have been fantastic.
Swindon 2, Walsall 1, and Newport 1, Salford 2 are latest scores as Crewe work the ball to the right. 58 played. Wintle dead centre in the Vale half. Pickering on his left foot, he gets past Amu, onto his right, puts in a shot, always rising into the Gresty Road end. But Port Vale need to pull the fingers out here because they're second best. Yeah, they do. They don't want to be that team in the second half who just say, let's compact ourselves in the in the half. You can just listen to the fans and they'll tell you who's about to come on. Feed the Pope and he will score. And just before the hour mark, the man who many felt should have started today, Tom Pope, is going to come on, and he's going to replace a man who's run his heart out but not got much for it in the form of Richie Bennett. Yeah, he's done well. I mean, in the aspect of winning headers, winning flick-ons and being all over the place, but I feel the real threats come on now. I mean, for me, before the game, Crewe would have seen the team sheet and thought, Tom Pope's not playing, that's an advantage to us. Now he's got half an hour to really put his stamp on this game. He tries to get involved with his head straight away. He can certainly be a match changer, no doubt about that, but this man can too for Crewe in Porter, their top scorer with 8 for the season. Ball to the right to Ainley, Worrell goes sliding in, so too does Montano, and Bale come away with the ball. It's a poor pass from Taylor, 5-yard pass, and it was a couple of yards behind Scott Burgess, and Vale have lost a bit of momentum. Now Montano tries to pick things up again, ball down the left, too long for Taylor this time, goes behind for a Crewe goal kick. But it kind of feels like a different chapter has started in this particular fixture following the introduction of Tom Pope. We all know what he can do. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he'll be that one in the centre of the box
He won't want to be the one running the channels. He'll just want crosses to come in.
Crewe have lost it, playing out from the back, and then the shot comes in from around about 25 yards out from Burgess. It looked like a terrible shot. That's because it took a deflection, and Port Vale have their first corner of the second half.
Yeah, we've seen a good 10-15 minutes of Crewe onslaught pressure, but now it's Vale's turn to go up the other end, have a set piece, put some crosses in the box. Exactly what they need with the likes of Legg, Nathan Smith and Tom Pope in there.
Vale attacking the away railway end. The roof will come off if Vale could score in front of their fans at Crewe. 0-0 at the moment as we hit the hour mark. Worrell's delivery, hit with pace. In goes Smith with a header, and it's hit the woodwork, it's going to be turned in! And Port Vale lead! And it's Jake Taylor who's got the opening goal in the derby to send 2,500 travelling Vale fans absolutely wild. Summer on the pitch, Port Vale lead at the Alexandra Stadium. Can they hold on to it? They're on their way possibly to 3 in a row against Crewe, and it's Crewe 0, Port Vale 1.
Yeah, we said if Vale were going to score, it would probably come from a set piece. I mean, the introduction of Tom Pope lifted everyone, including the fans. There was a ball corner come in, it went to the far post, the keeper flapped at it. I think it was either Nathan Smith put a header in, keeper saved it, it come back to Jake Smith 2 yards out. It was the simplest of tap-ins. Now we've got people on the pitch. Fantastic, fantastic goal for Port Vale, 1-0.
We've got somebody who's wearing a red and white shirt who's still running around on the pitch unoccupied. And they're goading the Vale supporters, and now some Vale fans are reacting to that. When is the steward going to come on? In 2019, this guy could be on with anything, who knows? Eventually.
I think it's because he's got a Stoke top on, isn't it?
It's red and white, I can't see from up here. Two stewards come on, it's a canter.
He's ran the whole width of the pitch from the Crewe home end all the way over to the Vale fans, which looks like he's got a Stoke top on, which is, it's unbelievable anyway. He's goading the Vale fans, but luckily Vale haven't kind of brought themselves to go on the pitch, but they're just celebrating 1-0. That's all they need to think about. They're winning the game. Just need to hang on to this.
Eventually the pitch invader, there were quite a few who came on when Vale scored, Vale fans, but they got straight back in their seats. They just got carried away with the emotion. Fair enough, you could say, but eventually that supporter is escorted out. But honestly, the security operation here at Crewe, what a farce.
Well, you just feel, don't you, we said this before the game, you just feel if anything was to kick off, there wouldn't be enough police to bother with it. There's only about 30 policemen here.
Crewe 0, Port Vale 1. On Derby Day, on BBC Radio Stoke, 63 gone, there's still a long way to go, it's important to point that out. Crewe got a late equaliser in this fixture 2 seasons ago, but last season they both ended with this scoreline, 1-0 in Port Vale's favour. Joyce sent it long but can only pick out Perry and G. Lots of football still to be played. Fine margins in games like this. Worrell plays the ball against Lowry and wins Port Vale a throw. And the Vale fans in the ice cream van stand, that wonderfully named part of the stadium, they are in full voice and they're having a good Saturday afternoon.
Well, they deserve it, don't they? Because they've seen a real professional performance so far from Vale. Okay, they haven't put chance after chance after chance at Crewe's goal, but they've worked hard. They put the bodies on the line, and off a set piece they've scored. And it's just nice that these fans can be rewarded after the shambles of really the performance away at Macclesfield.
Foul by Hunt on Worrell. Vale free kick inside left, midway inside the Crewe half. Still a long way to go, it has to be pointed out. More than a quarter of this game still to be played, but Vale lead. The attendance, by the way, 7,705, 2,261 have made the short trip up the A500, or on the trains, who knows, from Burslem. And at the minute, they are in full voice, those travelling Vale fans, because they lead in the derby. And they could get a second one here. Could their mood get even better? Worrell sends it in, looking for Pope. Legg heads the ball towards goal. And Willias-Galaiden looked a little bit hesitant as he made a routine claim, but made it nonetheless. And will bowl the ball out short. Crewe unbeaten in their last 8 in all competitions. 3-2 here against Cambridge on the 14th of September is the last time they lost a game of football. Long, long way way to go. The Vale have lost just one of the last 8, and that was in their last kind of derby fixture at Macclesfield on the 12th of October. Vale were, it's safe to say, hopeless that day. They've been anything but this afternoon. They've battled, they've fought, they've ran, they've worked. So too have Crewe. But Vale have broken the deadlock. Here's Nolan, just inside the Crewe half. Crewe were buzzing before Vale scored. Can they find a bit more momentum here, try and rediscover it? Nolan, the centre half, crossing from the left wing. Ball cleared away by Legg, and it's brought down by Pickering, who finds Kirk. Kirk's ball forwards, Nathan Smith's header away. Vale on their way to back-to-back away wins as things stand for the first time in over 2 years in the league. Trying to follow up that 2-1 win at Bradford 11 days ago. Ball forwards, Porter with the layoff to Green. Steers it to the right. Crewe piling players forwards. This time Montano goes sliding in on Owen Dale. Vale have been awarded a free kick, but Montano stayed down.
Yeah, and he's signalling over to the bench as well. I don't know what he's done there, whether he's twisted something or pulled something, but he looks in distress.
It's a real concern whenever Christian Montano goes down because of his injury record. I must point that out. He's someone who's struggled over the last couple of seasons. But the way he's sitting down, it just looks like a little bit of cramp to try and maybe tick away a few more minutes.
Yeah, maybe so, hope so, but like you said, whenever we see him down, we usually don't see him then for another month.
I know this will frustrate Crewe, but you can't blame Vale whatsoever for trying to do this, because up until the Vale goal, Crewe were completely on top.
Yeah, they were, but I mean, when you don't score, you're always vulnerable to someone going down the other end and scoring, even if they don't deserve it. But I wouldn't say Vale haven't. I just think they've done a professional job on Crewe today. Crewe are always going to be a threat because who they are, because how they play. But Nathan Smith and Leon Legg have been phenomenal. And then when your two centre-backs are playing like that, you've always got a good chance. And off the set piece, Nathan Smith's gone up the other end. Header on goal, it's somehow come back to Taylor and he's tapped it in, and they deserve it.
Smith got the header and Taylor got the rebound, but is it any coincidence that it happened about 3 minutes after Tom Pope had come on?
Yeah, exactly. It galvanises everyone. The crowd, the atmosphere, the away fans were buzzing when he come on. And then, okay, it might not have come from Tom, but it just gives the players a lift. Created a chance, it's gone out for a corner, and then you score from there.
Montano back on his feet and moves in front of the away stand opposite where we are. Gets a great ovation from those travelling Vale fans as Vale restart the game via that Scott Brown free kick. This video printer in front of me's got a mind of its own. It says Crewe versus Port Vale, Jake Taylor red card. It's not a red card.
We haven't got the delay, have we?
It's a Port Vale goal.
To happen.
Crewe 0, Port Vale 1. Here on BBC Radio Stoke. Taylor on 61. A move penalised for a foul on Pickering. Free kick Crewe taken quickly. Quarter of the game still to play. Nolan moves over halfway. Ball to the right to Perry and G. Low ball. Porter with the layoff. Now Nolan pumps the ball up. In goes Green. Did that come off Gibbons last? Yes, says the referee. Crewe have their second corner of the game and their first in the second half.
Yeah, Vale just need to concentrate now. Balls are going to come flooding into the box. You just have to defend well, which they have done all game. They've been brilliant, but it's up to Crewe now. The pressure's on them.
Kirk from the Crewe left, but not before Vale have made a change. Christian Montano's going to have to come off, having picked up that problem a couple of minutes ago, and he's going to be replaced by Callum Evans, who, when he came to Port Vale in the summer, started playing right back and had not the best time, moved into midfield, looked decent, but now he might have to be a makeshift left back. And when Adam Crooks is out for quite some time, you hope it's not a serious problem for Montano. Crewe corner. From their left in front of the Gresty Road end, it's whipped in, and it's whipped in well. It's headed away from the near post by the goal scorer Taylor. Falls for Burgess, can't bring it under control. Crewe send it back forwards. Hunt still up there with a lipping header, and Scott Brown makes the claim right on his goal line.
Yeah, it was a comfortable save, really. Sometimes you see them creep in over the top, don't you? But good defending again. Oh, is he onside?
Long ball forwards. The flag eventually did go up against David Worrell as he made the run, but the play will continue because Jääskeläinen's bowled it to Kirk, who finds Pickering, who finds Kirk, who finds Pickering again. Don't say we don't keep you up to date with play. Here's Green on the edge of the centre circle. Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. Richard Serling's Northern Soul on the way after 6. But here comes Owen Dale for Crewe. Low ball in, and Nathan Smith on the stretch manages to clear to the edge of the area. Vale will eventually clear up towards Pope. Still inside his own half. Clips the ball to the left. Vale ball forwards is poor. And Wintle will build again from the back for Crewe. What have we got here? Bradford 3, Exeter 0, a latest score. And Cheltenham have got one back at home to Forest Green. Cheltenham 1, Forest Green 2. MK Dons 1, Tranmere 3, and Cardiff 3, Birmingham 1 in the Championship. Our live Championship game is a biggie on Monday night. Stoke against the team who started today, leaders of the Championship, West Bromwich Albion. Ball goes out for a Vale throw in here in their right back position. 20 minutes to go at the Alexandra Stadium. The Vale leading by 161st minute Jake Taylor goal to 0. Janaski's made 2 changes, bringing on Tom Pope for Richie Bennett and bringing on Callum Evans just a few seconds ago for Christian Montano, who picked up a slight knock. So hope it's not too serious. Still got Archer, Brisley, Brown and Cullen as his outfield options on the bench. Ball goes out for a Vale throw. David Artell playing the role of ball boy, just trying to tell James Gibbons to hurry things up. Gibbons will take no notice because his team lead 1-0, and he goes short with the throw to Luke Joyce, who's been tested here because he's having to keep hold and show some strength. Does well. This time the ball goes out for a Crewe throw, which Pickering will look to take quickly. Matt Sandoz with praise and grumble after 5 o'clock. Free phone number, book your place right now, 0800 121 8080. At the minute, it'll be praise from Vale and a few grumbles from the Alex fans, but it's not over yet. Dale goes chasing a long ball down the right, and Nathan Smith, once again, with a really impressive sliding tackle. He's been on his A game today. Yeah,
both the centre-backs have. I mean, we can see now that Crewe are coming forward, putting crosses in the box, but when you've got them two dealing with it, I mean, it's a big plus.
Wintle whips it across, in towards Porter with the header. It goes high over the crossbar, nearly hit the chippy. It was that high. Manchester City are level at home to Southampton, 1 apiece. City 1, Southampton 1, and Brighton through Trossard lead against Norwich. Brighton 1, Norwich City 0. And if things are still the same, Villa, last we heard, and still are, beating Liverpool 1-0, so it could be a big afternoon for Manchester City, especially if they can get a second goal there. Goal kick for the Vale, taken by Scott Brown, high down the centre of the field. Perry Ng wins the header. Joyce will win the second one in the centre circle. Looking for Worrell, heads it on. Here's Pope, the substitute, flicks the ball in towards Worrell. Ng's clearance isn't good. Vale come forwards. They have it with Burgess. He runs into Crewe traffic, and Crewe play the ball out. And here comes Tommy Lowry. You feel there's more twists to come in this game yet. Kirk down the left, peeling in from the wing now. He's got Gibbons marking him tight. Green plays the dummy, looking for Dale, but Dale wasn't expecting it. And much to the Vale fans' delight, it goes out for a Vale throw right in front of them.
I don't think Dale was expecting it, because Kirk absolutely fired it into him. And to me, it seemed like a dummy kind of ball. It was way too hard for him. As soon as he lets it go, he starts moaning at him.
You can hear from the chants of the Crewe fans just down below as they're going to bring on Chuma and Nene, the big striker, momentarily. 2 goals for him so far since joining on loan in August. Initially with Crewe until January, but that may well change, who knows. Here, Crewe have been awarded a free kick. Wide on their right, 30 yards from the byline in the Vale half, so an opportunity to pile the pressure onto Vale's defence and goalkeeper once again, which they have done quite a lot in this game, it has to be said. But it's Vale who lead, thanks to Jake Taylor. Header from Smith, come back out, looked like it hit the post, might have hit a player on the post, and then Taylor tapped in the rebound. Crewe cross, in it goes, referee spotted a foul, Leon Legg won the header anyway. At the moment, things, certainly in terms of refereeing decisions, just falling in Port Vale's favour.
Yeah, they are. I mean, any ball that goes into the box is either a Nathan Smith or a Leon Legg header, or the referee blowing the whistle in Vale's favour. But they've just got to keep the minutes ticking on. What was there, 20 minutes to go? They're doing enough, and I'm sure John Askey will be happy from before the game when he left Tom Pope out. He was kind of put himself under pressure. Now that Tom's come on and they've scored, even though Tom didn't have anything to do with the goal, he'll look perfect to everyone.
And he's causing enough problems up front to make things happen, even if it's not scoring the goal himself, because Vale have been awarded another free kick here as the ball was hit downfield. Foul. Free kick inside left, 30 yards from the byline, Worrell to take. Chuma and Nene getting ready to come on for the Alex. Vale leading 1-0 with just over a quarter of an hour to play, and Nene's going to come on now. He's going to replace Paul Green, so attacker for holding midfielder. David Artell throwing more at it. On comes Chuma and Nene, and his first job's going to be to help defend this Vale free kick. Morecambe 1, Leyton Orient 0. The former Vale and Crewe striker AJ Leach-Smith has scored. Worrell with the delivery, in it goes, Pope with a header! Oh, he's been tipped onto the crossbar somehow by Will Jääskeläinen. What a wonderful piece of goalkeeping, because he got a glove to it when it was on the ground, hit it onto the bar, and somehow it goes behind for a corner.
Oh well, we knew Tom Pope was going to have some kind of influence on the game. It was a wonderful free kick in from Worrell. Delivery's been perfect. Pope had a free header. I mean, he got away from Mane, headed it down, keeper saved it, flicked it up onto the bar. Now it's a corner, but it was a great chance for Popey.
Vale's second corner of the second half. It's whipped in. Vale players gone down in the form of Smith. Nothing interesting. The officials. Has Owen Dale kept the ball in play in Crewe's left back area? Yes, there's the assistant referee, and he's just won his side a throw in as well. Good persistent play by the Crewe substitute, who lost his place at the start of the day to Callum Ainley, but replaced Ainley around about 10 minutes ago. 14 minutes to go on Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. Crewe 0, Vale 1. Crewe come into the game top of League 2. Vale came into it 11. Crewe have lost it. Here come the Vale again. Burgess' pass to Taylor is poor. And he's had a foul by Taylor as he tries to recover it. It is, but the referee plays the advantage. Now, Nene in the centre circle runs straight into a brick wall, a human one in the form of Leon Legg. He makes the interception and clearance. Now Vale get it up towards Pope, who's in a battle here with Eddie Nolan. Good ball, good play by Pope, just overhit slightly. The thought process was right to try and steer it to Worrell on the wing, but it was just overhit.
Yeah, they'll take that. Popey put the ball in near enough to the corner flag. You don't mind losing it there when you 1-0 up with 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go, however long it is.
Wolves are level at Arsenal, 1 apiece. Some strange score lines in the top flight this afternoon. Liverpool still 1 down at Villa. Here, Vale 1 up at Crewe. And Vale are looking to make it 2 here. Amu, 25 yards out, hits one on the turn. And that very nearly caught the 4:35 to Manchester. It went flying into Crewe Station, just to the right of where we are. And it's going to be a goal kick, and the shout of "new balls please" here at the Alexandra Stadium. 13 minutes to go. Back Vale to hold on to it or not? Difficult to call, isn't it?
I do. I mean, it's going to be obviously an onslaught for the last 10 minutes, but I think Vale have got enough. I think Crewe have got to a certain part of the pitch, the final third, where they don't look a threat. I mean, they're pretty, aren't they? They pass the ball around great, but so far Vale have done a great job.
But here come Crewe, looking to get back on level terms with Owen Dale, cutting in from the right. Here's another sub, and Nene to the edge of the area. Nice link-up play, and Nene with a 1-2. Turns Smith. Smith recovers really well. Shot's going to come in. Well blocked that time by Callum Evans. Corner to Crewe. Evans putting his body on the line.
It's just fantastic defending. First to get out from Nathan Smith. Slide tackle in. He had to be careful, but then another one from Evans. Fantastic, putting his chest in the way. But another set piece to Crewe.
In swinging corner from the Crewe right into the Vale 6 yards area. Brown comes, Brown claims, and will look to get Vale moving quickly to try and get a second, which you would think would kill off Crewe if Vale can get the next goal in this game, leading 1-0 already. Brown decides not to get it downfield quickly and just to waste a few more seconds instead. Either or suits him.
Yeah, either or. I mean, the big boom up the pitch would have put Worrell in probably, but waste a couple more seconds. They all add up.
Gibbons to the right to Burgess. Burgess put in a shift today. That ball from Gibbons to him wasn't great. Kirk tracks back, intercepts, and Burgess is penalised for a foul, just as we give him a little bit of praise.
Always seems to be the case, doesn't it, when you're chasing the game? Seems like Crewe will get every little free kick going now.
Well, I said when Vale scored, there's still a lot of football to be played in this game. There's not as much now, but there's still 11 minutes worth plus additional time. Both managers able to make one more change apiece if they see fit. Crewe trying to play out from the back. Jääskeläinen under a little bit of pressure from Tom Pope. Hits it long, looking for Porter. Header won again by Leon Legg. And now that's a mistake by Gibbons. He's got caught underneath the ball. Legg tries to recover, goes sliding in on Porter. It's a Crewe free kick on the edge of the area, inside left, and it's going to be the first yellow card of the afternoon, waved in the face of Leon Legg, but that was all down to a mistake by James Gibbons.
Yeah, Leon Legg won't be happy with Gibbons. I mean, a mistake, he's just gone to hit the ball, completely missed it. And Leon Legg, for me, he's had a phenomenal game, and for me, he needed to do that then. It was a professional foul, obviously. He's done it for the team, picked up a yellow, but deal with the set piece now.
That was a battle of two huge players, two experienced players, Legg on Porter. They know what football's all about at League Two level, but now Crewe with a chance to draw level at the Alexandra Stadium. Lowry with his right, or Pickering with his left, three in the Vale wall with one standing just off it either side. Brown screaming at somebody in that wall. We've got 10 minutes to go at the Alexandra Stadium. Vale leading by the narrowest of margins. Crewe 0, Port Vale 1. Will this be Lowry or will it be Pickering? If it's Pickering, you'd think he's going to cross it. Hunt's just been pushed, a little bit of argy-bargy. 10 yards from goal, and that's going to result in a delay to this free kick. The referee's going to want a word with Nicky Hunt. And is that Nathan Smith in there as well? It's all, again, much ado about nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always Nicky Hunt, isn't it?
Now free kick will be taken this time. It's going to be Lowry to bend the ball in, and it goes all the way through and behind for a Port Vale goal kick, and Vale can breathe again. Crewe are going to make a change though. They're going to bring on James Jones, and he's going to replace Tom Lowry, who's been getting a lot of plaudits here at Crewe this season, but it's been one of his quieter games today.
It has, but he's been probably the bright spark in the team. His effort levels are really good. Just tries to get the ball forward, take players on and get balls in the box.
So James Jones comes on, having scored once this season. Injury kept him out for quite some time when he was being linked with moves to the Championship. Preston was one club he was being linked with. It didn't happen, and he's still here playing in Crewe Alex colours. Pope with a flicked header in towards the path of a move. Jaskalainen came for it. Hunt didn't want to leave it for him. Cleared it, and now Joyce will send it back forwards for Port Vale, who lead in this game. A Moo's flicked header. Pope gives chase, running into the channel. Nice pull back by Pope. Finds a Moo on the edge of the area, wide on the right. Crewe defending really well, as they have done all game. Pope, a Moo, lay off, offside James Gibbons. It's a little bit clumsy from Port Vale's point of view. Sports on Saturday, live from the Alexandra Stadium, the first Crewe Vale derby of the season. At the minute, it's going the way that both did last season. Vale winning 1-0. And we've got just under 8 minutes to go plus stoppage time here. Start of November, the night sky drawing in, the floodlights on and in full effect here in South Cheshire. Ball work to the right, Perry and G, early cross from the edge of the area. A lot of Vale defenders have left it, it's bobbling around, shouts for handball. Aren't going to get met with anything from the referee. Scott Brown smothers and will look to send Vale back upfield.
Yeah, once again the balls are coming in from the flanks from Crewe, but Vale defended them well. Wasn't the best of clearances from Legg, but there's no way handball, and just got his way through to Scott Brown.
Now you feel since Vale have scored, the shouts for handball from Crewe towards Port Vale have just been getting that little bit more desperate and that little bit more anxious, more in hope rather than expectation. But you can't blame the fans, it means a lot to both sets. Pope's going to be penalised here for a foul on Eddie Nolan. Free kick Crewe in their left back area. 0800 121 180 80, the number for praise and grumble. Matt Sandoz with you 5 till 6. Then everyone can just chill out and listen to 2 hours of Northern Soul and wind down for a Saturday night. Nicky Hunt sent on his way from goalkeeper Will Jaskalainen. And Hunt makes it to halfway before hitting it long and diagonal. Pinpoint to Charlie Kirk down the left. Gibbons stays tight to him. Kirk still looks like he's got bags of energy despite it being late on in this game now. 6.5 to go. Hunt over halfway, inside right, forwards to Anene. He leaves it. Jones lays the ball off back to Anene. He wasn't expecting it, and as a result, Vale come away with the ball. Pope steers it to Jake Taylor, the game's goal scorer. And now Worrell, cutting in from the left, edge of the centre circle at the moment. Burgess. Worrell still looks like he's got bags of energy too. Pope finds Worrell. Worrell's in behind, puts it a shot wide in the bottom right-hand corner, but that was the chance for Vale to seal it.
Yeah, really good play from back to front, all the way through midfield. Worrell picked it up on the left. Thought, do you know what, I'm not just going to keep it, I'm going to run inside. Played his way to Burgess. A little dummy. Played a kind of ball into Pope, who then fed Worrell. unlucky with the shot. I mean, good move from Vale.
Crewe are 12 days shy of 2 months without losing a game. They still might not do at the minute, but they are losing. And Nene in a coming together with Joyce over on the far side. Crewe have been given a free kick. Joyce stares at the assistant referee, who's next to the Vale fans in disbelief, as we enter the final 5 here at the Alexandra Stadium. And if things were anxious amongst supporters before this game got started, they really are now. Vale looking to hold on to this lead, Crewe looking to get a late equaliser. It's the drama that any football match brings, but when it's a locally based fixture between two teams with a great rivalry, it adds that extra bit of spice to it. The two management teams, Artell and Lunt, and Askey and Kevin Watchon. Cross is whipped in, comes off a couple of heads, and it's going to fall for Kirk on the Crewe left. Running at a move, Kirk's ball in towards the near post, leg doesn't take any chances. Makes the clearance, falls for a move, prevents the corner, puts the ball out for a throw. Just for a second, it looked like that ball in towards the near post was going to mix things up and cause trouble. Yeah,
any later leg would have actually probably shanked that into his own net, but it was good defending. He didn't hear the shout from Brown, but in these kind of times of the game, you just clear your lines.
Man City lead at home to Southampton. Kyle Walker's got it. City 2, Southampton 1. Kirk, Dale, Crewe looking for an equaliser. Kirk's cross, Porter's header, good save by Brown, parries it back out, but it'll be dealt with by the Vale. Porter that time did get a header in on goal, on target, and Brown was called into action.
Yeah, the first time Brown really has been called in. It was a free header from Porter, who held off his defender, the Vale defender. Got a good header on, but it was straight at Brown.
4 minutes to go now on BBC Radio Stowe. Crewe lose it from that throw, and Worrell clears it, and fans in front of us just slap their hands on their knees in frustration. The quality that Crewe are showing earlier, they haven't shown really since Vale scored. And here come Vale on the counter, looking to kill it. Gibbons to Joyce. Does he cross it or does he take it towards the corner? Actually, he's done neither. He's played it back, but infield towards Taylor. To the left, Evans is over there. Worrell 2. Worrell sends in the cross, in it goes, a Moose header over the crossbar. It was a free header from 8 yards out that really should have signed, sealed and delivered this game for the Vale.
Yeah, another fantastic ball into the box. Amu comes striding in, no one followed him. He must have been on the penalty spot, keeper come rushing out, all he had to do was kind of just flick it over him. He got too much of it over the bar, but a great chance, and you'd probably say 3 real great chances Vale have had.
They've had chances to kill it, they haven't taken them though, which is why it's still in the balance with 3 to play. Crewe 0, Vale 1. Final ball from Crewe towards Kirk this time, lacks quality, and Gibbons clears to halfway. BBC Radio Stoke bringing you every bit of drama here, as we always do on a Saturday afternoon. Thanks for being with us. Still some football to be played as Crewe look to get back level. What a run this is by Wintle. He's ran nearly half the pitch. He finds Kirk, edge of the area to the left, but Wintle's work was in vain because Kirk was offside.
Yeah, it looked like he was offside as well. Only another, 4 or 5 minutes for them to hold out.
Well, if you include stoppage time, yeah, because there's just over 2 of normal time to go. Brighton 2, Norwich 0 in the Premier League. And I've just seen Macclesfield go 2-1 down. I have, yeah. Carlisle 2, Macclesfield 1. Elsewhere in League 2, Oldham 1, Northampton 2, and Cambridge 2, Crawley 1. All latest scores, as is this one here. Crewe 0, Vale 1, and just listen to the Vale fans. 2,261 of them, as part of a total attendance here of 7,705. It's been a great occasion, it's been a decent tight game of football. But Vale at the moment edging it. Pope and Nolan in another battle. Vale fans go wild because Pope's been penalised as Nolan hits the deck. Crewe free kick with 90 seconds of normal time remaining. It's tense, it really is. Some supporters down beneath us are leaving early to try and beat the traffic. Goodness me, how can you leave this game, especially in the Crewe ends, when it's poised like this? But I'm no life coach. Ball hit forward from the centre circle. Hunt hits it, Gibbons heads it away from the Vale area. Amu helps it further clear, out for a Crewe throw, but as well as Amu did there, he didn't do moments earlier, because he really, with a free header 7 or 8 yards out, should have wrapped this game up as we enter the 90th minute at the Alexandra Stadium. Cardiff 3, Birmingham 2 now in the Championship, and Derby 2, Middlesbrough 0. Tom Lawrence has got both. Also Luton 1, Forest 2. Vale battling here, trying to keep Crewe as far away from their penalty area as they possibly can. 40 seconds on the clock. David Artell continues to moan at the fourth official, saying Vale are wasting time when it comes to taking this throw in. Artell's giving the fourth official a right round of you-know-what. Gibbons takes the throw. Is it going to fall here for a moo? Not quite, because Hunt will clear. Finds Wintle. He really does clear over halfway. And now Evans, I think Evans is just going to let the ball run out for a Vale throw next to the majority of the Vale fans in the ice cream van stand, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet. We've got 5 minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes for Vale to try and defend this 1-0 lead, and you just puffed your cheeks out.
Yeah, where have they got that from?
Three they pick it out of a hat.
3 subs for Crewe, 2 for Vale. Takes you to 2.5. Physios haven't really been on in the second half, has they? I suppose they had that slight delay with Montano. Vale have got the ball though with the goal scorer Jake Taylor. Sprints down inside left. He's got Worrell to his left. Finds him now, but Worrell's got Perry and G for company. Taylor takes it towards the corner flag. Is he happy to keep it there, or is he going to go to crossing? Pulls the ball back. Those two linking up well on the left. Crewe defending well though, it has to be said. Vale will be happy to keep the ball exactly where it is, which is in the opposite end of the pitch, but Crewe pressing Vale, forcing them to go all the way back to the goalkeeper now. Scott Brown has just as I said that, and we've had 1 minute of the additional 5. Brown clears into the away end, and they'll be in no hurry to return the ball. Liverpool are level at Aston Villa. Talk about leaving it late. Villa 1, Liverpool 1. Big game in the Premier League. It's next Sunday when Liverpool and Man City play each other. It's a big game here at the Alexandra Stadium. Vale are still 1 up with 4 minutes of stoppage time to play. Is that offside against Porter? No, say the officials. He's fed through an Ene. Ene's in behind, pulls it back. Chance here, Vale stretch. Gibbons needs to clear and does. Just about. And picks out a moo too. Lifts it over 2 Crewe players. Gets felled by the second. And this is an opportunity now for Vale to tick away and eat away a few more seconds.
It was a dangerous defender for Vale. I think Nathan Smith wanted to leave it for a clearance and just thought, do you know what, I'm going to clear it myself. Cleared it to a move, then got to skip it over the defender. Knew exactly what he was doing really. The defender was always going to be a second later than him. Brought him down. Just waste another minute.
Yeah. Referees just told Scott Brown to hurry it up a little bit. I mean, I could see why it'd be frustrating as anything for the Crewe fans, but game management, I suppose, from a Vale perspective, isn't it? Yeah, Brown's going to get a yellow card now, but he'll take that. Scott Brown's trying to point out that Anene's too close to him. We've got 3 minutes to go of the 5 that were added on. Crewe 0, Vale 1, live on Sport on Saturday from BBC Radio Stoke. Every Stoke, Vale and Crewe game live. The only place you'll hear them is right here. Vale down the left. Pope steers it to Worrell. And again, he's in no hurry to get across in. Takes it towards the corner flag. More and more stewards lining the edge of the pitch here to try and prevent anything unnecessary happening when the final whistle goes. When Vale scored, we saw quite a few fans run onto the pitch. Ball goes out for a throw-in. And it goes in Port Vale's favour. One of those stewards just playing the ball boy role. 2 minutes to play now at the Alexandra Stadium. Throw in, hoofed away by Crewe. Only as far as Joyce, pokes it to the left, can't be kept in play over on the far side by Evans. Crewe throw, which they'll take quicker than ever before. Chris Birchall, Lee Blakeman and Matt Sandoz with you, along with Pete Mawson, Graham McGarry as well, your BBC Radio Stoke team here. And we're watching this first derby of the season draw to a conclusion. Crewe 0, Port Vale 1. These fans trying to say it's not a derby, now they're losing it. Eddie Nolan works the ball to the right to Eddie Hunt. Owen Dale's over there. 90 seconds to go. Vale fans calling for the whistle. We're some way away from the whistle yet. Dale back to Hunt. Crewe equalised 2 years ago in this fixture in the 94th minute. We're in that now. Brown's come. Brown's missed it. There's a scramble in the penalty area. Kirk hacks at it. Ball balloons up into the air, and this time Brown makes the claim. Goodness me, that was hearts in mouths moment, and it was Scott Brown.
It was. The ball came in the box from right to left. Scott Brown didn't look favourite and just flapped at it, completely missed it. Fortunately for Vale, there wasn't a shot on target, and he got it back, Brown, and now he's cleared it up the pitch.
Ball played forwards by the Vale. Pope this time can't hold it up, but Burgess can beat a man. Plays it into the Crewe area. Played sideways by Wintle. Now Hunt gives him the ball back, and we've got just over 30 seconds to go, but Brown got booked for time wasting, so there might be all of a minute to play. Poor ball in field by Wintle. Joyce does well. Referee slips, but Vale keep hold of it. Ball down the right to Amu, and that's where he wants it, right in this corner flag here. Vale looking to make it 3 1-0 wins in a row against the Alex, and they're just seconds away now. The 5 minutes are up, but Vale did waste a bit of time, so we're now into added on time. Crewe one more long ball forwards. Leg one more header away. He has been brilliant for the Vale today. Referee looks at his watch, and there is the final whistle.